So what can you do to move away from an IRE approach towards one where the class has meaningful discussions and interactions? Well, one promising method to promote language-rich discussions is through the use of talk moves. Talk moves is a Tier 1 whole class strategy, meaning that all students of all abilities would benefit. Talk moves can shift the focus from recitation to reasoning. As a result, students feel safe sharing ideas and taking risks. They know that others will build on their responses, right or wrong, providing opportunities to reason and learn from each other. In IRE, students likely perceive teachers as the knowledge keepers because teachers are in the position to evaluate which answer is right or wrong. With talk moves, it is the students who provides explanation, justify claims, and critique and improve ideas with their peers. This means changing the E in IRE into a talk move. Changing the third turn into a talk move opens up the next turn for students to engage in reasoning and explain their ideas in depth and detail, or invites another student into the conversation. Take a look at this example. Instead of evaluating the student's response, the teacher used a talk move that they have learned about in class called support. The teacher uses a question probe with her hand signal to press for reasoning by asking, "Why do you think that?" The student also uses a talk move in their response. She responds with a sentence starter for the support talk move by saying, "I know because..."
Why? Because it's exposed to all the nature that likes to eat it.
Oh, very
And
right.
it's not camouflaged anymore.
In the previous example, we briefly spoke about the support talk move. Here are all the talk moves that we'll be using. This poster shows the talk moves with their hand signals and sentence starters developed by Smeckens Education. Here you can see the support talk move that we used in our example. The student used the sentence starter, "I know because..." but there are other sentence starters as well. Always pairing each respective talk move with its gesture will facilitate learning. These tools will provide a visual presence of the talk moves in the classroom and give students different ways of participating, aligning with the universal design of learning. To have rich academic conversations, research with teachers have found that 4 characteristics or goals are usually in place. Teachers who help their students participate fully in discussions are promoting these goals in their classroom. The goals are to help students 1. Share, expand, or clarify their ideas, 2. Deepen their reasoning, 3. Listen to one another and take others' ideas seriously, and 4. Think with each other and build on each other's ideas. Specific talk moves can be used to meet each goal, and that's what the remaining modules will focus on. Note that goals 1 and 2 are about the individual student. This means that talk moves are used here to understand the individual student's thinking and reasoning instead of jumping in to rescue that student if they are struggling or soliciting help from another student. Goals 3 and 4 then are related to students listening and collaborating with each other. This moves away from the teacher talking to 1 or 2 students towards students taking each other's ideas seriously and making connections. To support Goal 1 of helping any individual student go public with their ideas and make their thinking clear, you can use the answer, say more, clarify, and confuse moves. To support the next goal of having the student explain their thinking or prove their claims, the support move can be used to press for reasoning and ask for evidence. Note that students may not be used to teachers following up with why. At first, students might change their answers when you ask why. So as part of establishing a culture of talk, you have to remind students explicitly that when you ask why, you're not saying that they're right or wrong. You just want to understand their reasoning better. The repeat or restate move can be used to help students listen to one another. We don't want students to just keep quiet or zone out when other students are speaking. Instead, we want students to attend carefully. This way, they can use what they hear to add on or make a connection with others. Students can also use repeat to advocate for themselves when they couldn't hear a contribution. Productive classroom talk also doesn't mean students sharing separate, disconnected ideas. Importantly, students need to listen to each other to make links and connections, or to argue productively. Talk moves that can be used to help students think with others include add on and agree or disagree, and why. Here are some tips though for this family of talk moves, because students might be used to talking to teachers and not their peers. If the student continues to directly respond to you as the educator, you might have to explicitly tell students to talk to each other. For example, you can tell them, "You had the same idea as Aiko. Show and tell her why you agree with her, not me." Or, "That's not my idea. Talk to each other. Don't tell me. I already know this." Teachers may have to also physically turn around so students can talk to each other, or use a circular seating arrangement to create an environment of thinking and connecting with others.